Hey everyone, Eric with Rock and H. It is Saturday and I'm out here in the lab, and I thought maybe you would like to see what a typical Saturday looks for me, because this is when I do a lot of my work. As most of you might know, I have a day job, so through the day I fly a desk, and then in the evenings and on the weekends I'm out here building this business. And I call it a bit, but I'm out here just playing and having lots of fun. That's really what I'm doing, and I'm making money doing it, so what the hell, it's great, right? Okay, so I'll flip the camera around so you guys can get a taste of what's going on here. Okay, so on a typical Saturday, this is where I'm at. And I usually get my heater going if it's cool out. I use that thing when it's really cold, for better or for worse. Right now it is 50 degrees in here. And you would think for the kind of money I'm making, I would put a good heater in here, but alas, I'm not doing that. Anyways, okay, here's what's going on today. I'm gonna get Savannah's truck done. I put this cab, or I used JB Weld to attach the cab to the frame. I did that last night, so it's ready to go. I need all the accessories put on it. Savannah's truck, I put Molotow chrome over these fenders to match the real ones, and then it puked. So I wiped those down last night, and it's just been chilling overnight, getting nice and dry. I don't know, I just didn't want to do it last night. So I'm going to put all the accessories on the back of this. It needs some toolboxes, a deck plate, airlines, Molotow on the cab lights, a bumper, and then Molotow over these rear fenders. And then this one, I think, is done. This is Lori's truck. This is Savannah's truck. And this is Holly's truck. So this one just needs assembled. It's a W900. It has the T800 Aero roof cap and an Aero sleeper on it, which doesn't come factory. You got to modify this. So you got to buy a T800 or get a T800 roof cap, stick it on the W900 cab, and then you can use an Aero sleeper. Not a hard project, really. I wouldn't say it's for beginners, but yeah. Anyway, so these three trucks are what I'm going to get done today. And then if there's time left later this afternoon, I'm going to get Angela's truck going. And I'm going to do one of two things. I'll either get Angela's truck going, or I'm going to just start putting leftover parts away, because Terry's trucks are done. Her trucks are finished. Yeah, so I just want to I need to do some cleanup here and just kind of tidy up my workbench a bit. And yeah, so that's what's going to happen today. 50 degrees is not that cold, but I decided to fire up the heater anyway. It's like, yeah, got a little chill. Okay, so project number one is completed. And here's some that I got finished last night, or this one got done last night. So these are ready for the mail as soon as they are approved. And so there's a lady here in Kansas, she commissioned all three of those pieces. Anyways, so this is Lori's truck. And like I said, I got this one done. And what I did here to finish this was the factory bumper had a grill guard or a moose bumper on it, or herd bumper, whatever you want to call them. And it goes through the factory bumper. Long story short, I couldn't use it. So I found one that looks similar to the real truck. Put these pogo or whatever sticks you call them. I don't know what those are called, but they're on there. Anyways, got the lights here. Golly, can't hardly see that. Got the Molotow on the cab lights, and then put a little Molotow back down here on this air tank, and then over here Molotow on those rear fenders, and I added airlines. Had to make this cabinet by shortening it up. You can see a seam right there. Not awesome, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And then a wet kit tank on the back. I don't know if that's a wet kit tank on the real truck or not. I can't really tell from the photos. And then a little black down here on the bottom of these mud flaps. Now, these fenders and that wet kit tank all come out of my store. So if you're needing that stuff, rockandhfarmtoys.com. And then Lori wanted a step deck to go with it, and she wasn't too particular on which one it goes on. Yeah, so let's talk about these wheels right here. So these are off of Top Shelf Replicas L9000s. These are the best looking 5-spokes you're going to find, I think. Anyways, I used I have this also in my store. There's a third axle adapter. I use that to put this tag axle on, and then this axle actually matches these, but I put some low pro tires on those to make it look smaller like the real one, so you can see how much bigger in diameter the rear wheels are compared to that tag axle, that turned out way cooler than I thought it would. So yeah, this one is, I think I'm going to take some photos of this and get it ready for her to approve, and then this one's ready to go for Christmas. So let's go over here and I'll show you. I've already told you this in just a bit ago, but this one's next, and so I'm going to go to my software on my computer and see how long I need to make that thing. I think I need to shorten that up some, but that won't be a big deal. We'll get that done. And then on to Holly's truck. So Savannah's is next. Okay, let's do a quick update because I told you that Savannah's truck is on the bench here. So I got to looking at the photos and I'm like, what in the world were you thinking picking that long frame? That isn't even close. So I don't know if my mind wasn't right last night or what, but anyway, I went ahead and took the cab off this frame and I got this frame out because this one is, from the photos, visually it looks spot on. So that's what I'm going to do. Now you'll notice here, okay, two things. One, you'll see here that I ground off the attachment points. This is just a solid chunk of metal. So to get this to sit over the wheels correctly, the attachment points for the fender, or for the hood, excuse me, I don't need them. So I took them off. I ground them down and ground it flat. So you can see there's not much diecast left. And that's what you got to do sometimes. And this is a 379 Pete frame. And then you'll look at that. See, that's right. I mean, there you go. And then I put a piece of plastic inside these frame rails here and then a shim on top of that. So this cab looks level from front to back. And that's what I'm going for here. Now, Eric, does it matter how tall you make them? No, this is purely up to you. So if you like your cab to sit a little higher over the wheels, you can do that. If you want it lower, it's up to you. How you shim this up and get that level is completely up to the builder. But this is what kind of looks closest to the real rig. And the bonus about this frame is it's got quarter fenders already on it, so I don't have to add those. Here's the tanks I'm going to put on it, and then I got some exhaust, a couple of accessories, some rear mud flaps, and this thing's ready to go. So what do I normally attach these to? Well, today for some reason I'm using JB Weld. I don't know why. I normally just glue them on, but I'm in a JB Weld mood, so we're using JB Weld, or JB Quick I should say. And then while this is getting all happy, I will move over and start putting Holly's truck together while the JB Weld is drying. So that'll take maybe 30 minutes or so, and then I can get back to that one and get it tidied up. It'd be kind of cool if I had them all done before lunch. That would be a-okay. So I'm just kind of putting it in kind of a pile down here in the middle. When I set the cab on it, it'll kind of squish out. And that ought to work pretty good. At least it did. The first time I did it last night, it worked really well because that was kind of a bugger to take off. Press that down. And then I'm down here on the floor so I can look at this thing and make sure I got this centered over, the cab is centered over the front axle, the front wheels. Okay, and then so this is a Winross cab if you were wondering. And you can find them pretty cheap I bought it off eBay, I think. Or maybe as a random toy show. I know I've had it for a while and finally I'm putting it to use. Okay, so here's what I like to look at it from the rear, make sure the cab is correct that way, and then I want to get down and look at it from the front. I'm going to check it from the side again, make sure that's tidy. And I need to push that head just a skosh. There we go. Okay, I think I got it. All right, I think that is good to go. I'm gonna let that sit out off the camera there and put the tanks with it because those go on it in a minute. And then I'll bring Holly's truck over. So this one will be the next one we do. And the reason to start work on this is because Savannah's rig is busy drying. So we'll let that dry. And then here is Holly's parts. So all of those parts go on here. And this is now, and from this point now, this is just your standard fare. This isn't anything particularly crazy. It's just assembly. So nothing big there, nothing flashy. Looks like I am missed. Nope, there it is. Good. And yeah, so I'm gonna get started on that. So that's just a typical day here, or typical Saturday in the lab. Yeah, usually have tunes going on my TV and listening to YouTube music today. But yeah, so we got 2 trucks done. That one took me a lot longer than I expected. You know, that's the problem with doing some of these really custom trucks like that, those 38-inch Aero sleepers on a Kenworth. Man, it takes a lot of finagling to get all that to line up right. And then even you go through all that work and it still may not be perfect, but it's pretty good. It's, yeah, I don't know if I'm in love with it or not. I haven't decided, but it's sitting over there. It's ready to go. You've seen it. You've seen that one there, and it's ready to go. The only thing I didn't get done, I was kind of hoping I'd get a bunch of parts put away, but I'm going to get all the tools put away and then call it Saturday. And then, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. That's going to be the end of my Saturday here in the lab. So anyways, thanks for following along, and we'll catch you later.